Ice planets are the worst. Well, so far we've played all the turns we've played so far on one day yesterday, and today it's a new day. And I've thought a little bit about strategy going forward. So, first of all, though, we have this first colony here, the tiny asteroid belt we have in our home system. We actually have 10 facilities worth of space on here. I'm not sure if the tiny planets will also have 10 or if it's still like vanilla 5. Maybe it's just to compensate that there's less asteroids, but that's all stuff you can adjust. Either way, we have 10 slots for facilities, and what do we want to use them for? It seemed like radioactives are going to be one of the most used resources we have, especially with all the nuclear reactors we are using so much, so I think we're just going to use these solar plants to make a lot of these radioactives, because the planet has a lot of value for it, even with just 1 star. So they take 400 to build, and we start with a construction rate of 150. That's not very much. Oh, interesting though. The population starts at 53 million. The colony ship only brought 10 million here, which means that 43 million migrated in from the home world. Good to know. So migration is indeed still a thing, and we don't necessarily need to immediately build population transports and micromanage our population to be above that 50 mil point. If that's indeed the point, which it seems it isn't. Population amount still decreases production and construction rate by 30 and 25% respectively. Which means that he's put the population point at which you don't have a malus anymore and start getting boni is higher. Maybe 100 mil, maybe 150 mil, something like that. We're going to have to look at this over the next couple turns and see if the migration is enough to fill this planet up quick enough, so that this is going to be a non-issue in a few turns, or if we're actually going to need to build a population transport after all then. This has a 6% migration, and obviously with 6 billion people on the planet, that's going to be a lot of migration. And they have 15% birth rate. That's actually quite a lot. I usually play races that have a lot less. The hospital only adds a flat 2%, so without that it would be 13%, which is still a lot. Either way, what do we build? Do we want to build a shipyard? We could build a light shipyard or two just to get shit going faster, but they take a long time to build as well at the start. We could use emergency build rates, but afterwards we just build so much slower. I don't think that's going to be too beneficial in the long run. Radar station? No, this isn't quite close to actually cover this war point. We need a higher level of radar stations in order to cover that war point with sensors then. Yeah, if we build a light shipyard, or even 2, then the thing is that a heavy shipyard is just so much more efficient. And I'm not sure if I want to have a lot of production or a lot of construction in the system later, or if we don't want that, but it seems that this is reasonably center-ish and not very far away from the edge of the map, not tucked away in a little edge of the map anyway. There's 2 more war points here. So if we have a main production in the system and the enemy is 1 or 2 more jumps out from this one, yeah, maybe that's going to be okay. So I think we're going to start with shipyards. Build 1 or 2 of the light ones, then build a heavy one. Demolish the light ones and build solar plants when we need them. Which we don't quite just yet, so there we go. Should we build any planetary defenses? I don't think so. I'm not expecting much of a rush from my enemy, like I said in the last time I recorded an episode, I think. So, what are you doing? You are still exploring, very good. You should also go through there. Third turn is going to move here and then through. It's fine, we don't need to give him another order. We're going to send one of the colonizers there, and the other one goes to the other one in there, which is what, a medium? Yeah, here's a huge, oh, even with ruins. Huge with ruins. Buried alien cities colonized unlock several new technologies. It seems like it's just one of these random technology level ones, not actually unique discoveries. What do they look like resource-wise? This one has a lot of radioactives again, and even 2 stars. So I think using this as a radioactives production facility is maybe not what we want. I think that's also going to go into this one. And being huge, it's going to have probably quite a lot of space, so we are not going to be... we're probably going to be able to satisfy all our radioactives needs with this planet, quote-unquote, for a long time. Yeah, maybe this one is going to make regular resources. Let's see. What are we building? Doesn't this look a little odd? Looks like the icon here is shifted to the right as opposed to where the planet should be. Is this regular view though? Oh, it's a bit strange. Doesn't seem to be an issue here, and I don't remember it from the last turns, but I might be mistaken. Yeah, you are still building 2 colony ships. Those 2 colony ships are going to be what we need for this here, and then we're probably going to need more for systems further out. Okay, technology. We want the solar sail, which we are going to be able to just about afford. Oops, maybe more than just about. Okay, 82% are going to give it to us this turn, and then we're going to spend the rest into nuclear physics again. Okay, next turn we'll have to see what the solar sails look like. So, what else I was saying before we got distracted by these new wonderful little asteroid fields to colonize, I was thinking about strategy. I was thinking maybe we should build an early troop transport, just send out into space, and maybe take one of the colonies that my opponent is going to colonize, so that we have, well, first of all, we take his candy, we add more to our own candy, and we have a base of operations near his homeworld, presumably. The big if is if we find one of his outposts, but I don't think he's going to be overly defensive. I've noticed that he has a tendency to building lots of weapon platforms, but he's actually removed weapon platforms from the build list here, so a troop transport might work. Let's design one. We want a large nuclear reactor, so a ship does not take forever to get anywhere. The same 14 thrusters. Oh wait! They actually thrust us 2 now, they produce 70 thrust, the others just produced 60, so we can get away with fewer now. Yeah, now we just need 12 instead of 14. That's an improvement. It's going to save us supply, that's going to save us space. So, if we have 3 moves, and each of these 12 thrusters uses 15 supply, then we are going to use 675 supply per turn, which is still more than twice what this reactor outputs. But still, with 3k supply, I hope we can get far enough. But if our troop transport has to go a little farther, I don't know if we want that. Let's put in some cargo bays. I could always put in a new second reactor. Maybe for a second reactor we should go with one of the chemical reactors that just take a lot of organics to balance out the resource cost a little more. But then again, I don't think we're gonna have space for that. A bridge. We want crew quarters. Here, one there. That's enough for now. And we still have 100 some left over kilotons of space. Do we want a hangar? And this thing can defend itself. It just says it can recover fighters from space. And launch fighters, obviously. Doesn't say anything about these gunboats, these in-between steps. And I'm not sure if fighters are going to be able to take part in ground combat like they can in vanilla or balanced mod. So let's just design this as a pure troop transport. With how differently the troops are going to be designed in this game, you actually have to develop medium stealth coating or large even for this. So with how troops are different in this game, I'm not sure if you even want fighters fighting troops on planets. So should we put sensors on here? Well, our radar dish is just very big. I would fill up our... how much crew will it add? 25. I would fill up our ship almost completely. I'm not sure if we want some defense or not. Yeah, let's put a radar dish on here. It does give us 3 sectors of view distance. And let's add 2 of the small crew quarters. And then let's add 6 little armor plates. To at least give it a modicum of defense so it doesn't immediately explode against anything that shoots it. And then we're going to want escorts for this. Escorts which also going to have to move 3 move speed. Let's give this a most terrible name. And you are going to be heart disease. Sure. Your strategy is going to be invade planet. And your design type is going to be radar dropship. Dropship. Sounds good. Okay, this is your job, your one job. You have one job. And somebody else is going to have the job of escorting you. For that, I think we're going to look at medium warships. They're going to be quite expensive. I'll probably want a battle bridge for those. They're probably going to be quite expensive if we actually need to put on these expensive ass reactors. We're going to need one of these? Probably not. Let's see if we can make do with 1 or 2 of these. Well, are they that expensive? Oh, those are large ones. Let's see if I can make do with these. So that do our medium thruster level 2s. Give us a bonus here. No, we need 4, 5, 6 thrusters. Instead of what was it, 8 before? I'm not sure. To get our first movement point. We do want our ship to move at 3 moves though, which means we want twice that many thrusters, which results in a total of 12 as well. Which is also going to result in a total of 675 consumption of supply per turn. And that is not really something that this ship can afford. Okay. I think the design of the escort ship has to wait until next turn when we have these solar sails available. Not exactly sure how much extra thrust or extra move they're going to give us, but I'm not sure if it's feasible to make a warship that goes 3 speed continuously to keep up this freighter. Yeah, we have designed our troops already. What was it? The syphilis, yes. And yeah, I guess it's going to be fine. How many of them can they transport? Well, they're 100 kilotons, and they can transport 100 kilotons in a 100 kiloton cargo bay, so we have to make 4 armies for that ship. For right now, they still have enough left to construct. So let's queue them up later. That's it for this turn then.